What is up, guys? In this video I'm going to be going over all the trades I took on Friday at the end of last week. So we're going to be just going over this win on S&P, this win on silver, and briefly two losses on copper. All these trades were called out in our VIP program. You can check right here. These are the profits for the day for me on this day after taking both these wins. Around $21,000 net profit across all of my Topstep accounts. So after the four trades, the two wins and the two losses, that was my end of the day P&L. You can also check my channel real quick and see I called both of these trades out before I entered. That's the S&P, and this is the silver. So both of them were called to our VIP members before entry, and I'm just going to go over all of them right now, go over why I took them, and all that stuff. So the first trade I took this day was silver. Um, Silver's been bullish for a long time now. It's literally at all-time highs. So very clear that we have just been going for longs the whole time. 4 hours bullish, 8 hours bullish. Going down to the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, we made a fractal break right here. So this is the zone that I used for this trade. We had a 1 hour fractal break. So we made the fractal break, and then we made a little push down to tap the zone on the dot, which counts as the zone tap. We tapped it on the 15-minute, and then we validated right after we got our first triple M. So from this triple M and onwards, we would be on the 1 minute. Now this was at 4 a.m., so obviously I wasn't awake, but I woke up. I got on the charts at 8 a.m., which is around right here, um, and saw that it was valid. So I came and we were in this massive range, so I wasn't really touching it until I don't know if there was news this day or not, but it would have been after the news or something. I don't think there was actually, but anyways, we pretty much were in no stage right here, and then we finally broke up. We tapped this 1 minute cluster zone, which was right here, and the MAs look great here, so then I put my buy stop. I guess one of the candles has changed since then on TradingView because the high of the range used to be a little bit lower right here. That's why it's there. I don't know. Sometimes the candles change like days later. I don't know why, but that was my entry, stage 1 cluster entry, and ATR TP method told us to TP at 3.3 RR. So we almost got tapped out for break even there, but we stayed in it, and then we finally TP'd at 3.3. This trade actually ended up running like 10 RR or something throughout the rest of the session, but you know we're always going to follow our rules. The TP was at 3.3. Then we actually did take two losses on copper on this day as well. I believe this was 30-second losses. Yeah, bearish 30-minute, 2 hour I think was bearish. 8 minute. I'm just gonna go through these really quickly, but 8 minute we tapped into an 8 minute zone 4 there. Triple M. Candles were a little bit ugly here, but yeah, we did enter on a stage 1 cluster here. Took a loss. Another stage 1 cluster here. Another loss. No big deal. So at this point, after the win and two losses, we were only up 1.3 RR for the day. And then finally we came into S&P here, which this trade is what made the day really. This was a plus 5.59 RR. I took this on the 30-second time frame because that's what I trade all the indices on. So the 2 hour was in reaccumulation here after being untradeable for a little bit from being too many breaks up, but we finally went into reaccumulation. The 30-minute was in reaccumulation this whole time. 5 breaks up and then 3 breaks down. So although you know we're all the way down here, this is still tradable because we're in reaccumulation. Going to the 8 minute, we had 2 up, 1 down, 2 up, 1 down. So as you know, since the higher time frames are bullish, I will view this model as a reaccumulation, and that way of thinking, that way of looking at the models is what made me catch this win. So we had 2 breaks up here, came down to the zone from the first break, and then we got a triple M. So from this triple M and onwards, I was looking at the 30-second. And let's see, on the 30-second, we had this big cluster. This was not a valid high to buy stop because the stop loss was way too big here, but this was the beginning of a stage 1. And then we broke down in stage 1 react. I did not buy the react because the MAs were bearish at this moment in time. So I let it break up. I let the 20 MA cross through the 50. We got a pullback, and then I buy stopped the second break in stage 2. So very clean entry. Honestly, like a picture perfect entry, especially on the 8 minute too. 8 minute looked really good with the MAs and everything too. So it was a no-brainer entry, and then yeah, it went pretty seamlessly to the TP. Um, Actually like skimmed it there, but then yeah, we ended up hitting it right there. So plus 5.59 RR. So yeah, that was my whole Friday. 21,000 net profit across all my 550k Topstep accounts. It was a great way to end the week. It was a little bit, no, actually it wasn't a slow week, but yeah, I think we ended the week plus 13 RR, so that's a great week. And I'll see you guys in the next trade breakdown.